Okay. Auf geht's. Ich habe letztes Mal noch nach dem Stream hier unter Extras bin ich in den School Store gegangen und habe uns von unseren Münzen noch weitere Geschenke geholt. Dann habe ich nämlich gemerkt, dass das geht auch, das geht jederzeit über diese Option. Oh Moment, mir fällt gerade eine Sache ein. Ich glaube, der Stream steht noch auf 60 FPS, weil ich neulich was auf 60 aufgenommen habe. Ja. Ich stelle das mal eben um, damit das jetzt nicht irgendwie bei manchen Leuten ruckelt. Ich muss einmal kurz unterbrechen dafür. So. Jupp, YouTube habe ich auch schon gestartet. Ups. Also dann mal gucken, habe ich alles? Aufnahme läuft. Ich bin, glaube ich, vernünftig zu hören. Das Spiel läuft. Und wir sind an der richtigen Stelle. Na dann, los geht's. Also, wir waren hier bei der roten Tür. And as soon as were all there.
Monokuma appears!
What the what the why? Seriously? Hello, hello, hello. He's multiplying.
Wrong!
No, not multiplication. It just looks that way because of an illusion. I'm moving so fast it only looks like I've multiplied. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy!
Die Schnauze voll von seinem Blödsinn. You're not playing along, along.
Stop talking.
We're not here to play with you.
Okay. Hey! Hey!
And if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the train or elevator. I'll see you guys down there.
Let's go.
Okay then, shall we?
Please!
Hold on, man. I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. Yeah.
What the heck?
Told you already, man. I didn't do it for serious. That reminds me. Did you ever find the other costume or the note? Well, no, but... How unfortunate. Then it would seem we have our culprit.
Hey.
This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusations for when we get to the courtroom.
That's right.
She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive. And for the two that lost their lives. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka. The one who killed two of our friends. The killer is... someone right here. We can kill Hero later. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was aboard, the doors closed on their own. The steel box began to move. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. When I see a lot of together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax.
Just the worst.
Only because of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other, man?
What?
What? You really hate me so much, but I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I wouldn't start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break.
Yahoo!
I'd never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly... Ja, das muss ich jetzt mal sagen. Ich weiß auch nicht, was... Oh, das klingt irgendwie wie komisches Gebracht. Well then. Vielleicht ist es nicht verkehrt, wenn wir nochmal kurz die 12 Bullets durchgehen. Um uns alle wieder aufzufrischen und damit auch ich gleich die richtigen Sachen wähle. Also, the victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. Blue tarp. The tarp was found in the repository under Kiyotaka's lifeless body. It was apparently used to move Kiyotaka in order to avoid leaving any blood stains. Repository dolly. The dolly was found when the body was rediscovered in the repository. This specific dolly has no handles and blood was found on one of its wheels. It is assumed that this is the same dolly that was in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was originally discovered. Hifumi's glasses. When they were first found in the nurse's office, Hifumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, when they were next seen in the repository, they were completely clean. Spotless hammer. Hammers of all shapes and sizes were found in the repository. One of them was found wet and had apparently been recently washed. The door connecting the art room to the repository was designed to open only from the repository side. According to aOI, it was locked during the search for the missing body. However, when the body was rediscovered, it had somehow been unlocked. Equipment room bloodstain. A puddle of blood was found in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was initially found. A tire track had been left behind in the blood. Glasses cleaning cloth. The cloth was found in the trash can in the nurse's office. It is branded with a popular cartoon character and was found with blood on it. One has to wonder if someone used it to wipe some blood away. Celeste's account. Hifumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Aoi left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently they weren't gone for more than a minute or two. Yasuhiro's message. This is the note that Yasuhiro wrote to get everyone to meet in the dining hall. Meet in the dining hall is all it says. The handwriting is remarkably neat and clear. Robo-Justice blueprints. These are the blueprints for Robo-Justice, which were found in Yasuhiro's room. Robo-Justice costume. No one but Yasuhiro could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. Apparently Yasuhiro received a mysterious note last night. The note reads, I found a loophole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 AM. Kiyotaka's wristwatch. Das ist ja schwer zu sagen. Wristwatch broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock. It was confirmed that as of late last night, the watch still worked, which means it must have broken the following morning when he was attacked. Kiyotaka's scrap of paper. Kiyotaka's lifeless hand was found clutching a small square of paper. The note Hifumi had this note hidden on him. One edge of it appears to be torn. The note reads, I found a hole, maybe we can use this escape. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 AM. And e-handbook. Each student has their own e-handbook, which also acts as a card key. The owner's name is displayed each time the handbook is booted up. It is believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time. Well then. Good. Haben wir irgendwelche neuen Skills? Ja, das hier, ne? Decreases an argument of to 3 statements or less. Effective during the non-stop debate in the bullet time battle. Final strike. Okay. Oh, good. Let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Oh, einen Moment mal. Bei mir zeigt das Video gerade, dass gar nichts mehr läuft. Aber das stimmt nicht, oder? Okay, doch, läuft wieder. Dann war der Stream bei mir noch abgeschmiert, bei euch hoffentlich nicht.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
Okay, alles gut.
Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it.
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Is Hero really the killer? Or for anything else, we have to make that clear. Okay, let's see. Jetzt die Heroes Message. Ich hätte es ja immer noch gerne auf eine höhere Schwierigkeitsstufe eingestellt.
Everything we found in your room.
Ups.
The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hero, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all...
No, it's wrong.
Then...
Are we sure Hero really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hero wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Könnte natürlich auch wieder sein.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on. I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Leute, ich bin viel zu doof dafür.
So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hero's the culprit?
And he's not the only one. I think Hero's innocent as well.
What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Okay, das war jetzt schnell.
Is it like Hero said?
Die beste
Was
Verteidigung.
there really someone running
Kann
around
es
in a
nicht gewesen
second
sein, ich
suit?
bin nämlich viel zu dumm dafür. Schön ist auch, dass ihm da niemand widersprochen hat. There's someone running around in a second suit. Is it like Hero said, or was there really someone running around in a
The
second suit?
suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit, the Illuminati,
I got it!
was Hero.
Other than Hero, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hero is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hero didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hero was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
What? Now that's a bold assumption.
And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first.
Okay.
So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Easy.
It
Come
would
on.
seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
Gee, I wonder what that could be.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
Well, the things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been the blue tarp.
I got it!
Still one more. And this
I got it!
Magic.
They were a dolly and a tarp,
Für
right?
Magic musst du bis zum dritten Teil warten. Mehr. Nicht wahr, Simon? It's magic. What's with the attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain.
It's magic.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Because of magic.
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Nope.
It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
Okay.
That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository,
Da war auf einmal dort dieses, wie nennt man das im Deutschen nochmal?
so did the dolly.
In other
Schiebeteilgerät.
words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
No. Of course.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Why?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
By saying no?
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anymore.
Fuck you.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Fuck you so hard. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change their mind. I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. Oh god, was denn jetzt schon wieder? A new element has been added. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see our ammo count. Ich hätte fast Ammo Kant gelesen. Up until now, there hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just logging on and pressing the left mouse button won't be enough to handle them. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the tabulator key. Okay. Das habe ich bestimmt das nächste Mal vergessen. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the tabulator key in time with the tempo marker, also auch im Tempo. Basically, just remember that the tabulator key now has a function along with the RMB and LMB buttons. Geez, you will automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case you can ignore everything I just said. Okay, wie mache ich nochmal Fever Time an? Das sollte ich vielleicht auch mal eben gucken. Wenn ich hier mal eben die Controls sehen. Nein? Ah, doch. Leertaste, okay.
You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
Oh god.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch.
Was sagt sie da eigentlich für fiese Sachen?
You have it wrong.
Hey, kann das
I
auch.
cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere.
Meine Güte.
I cannot agree.
This should prove it.
Statt den Bullets würde ich so Ohrfeigen verteilen. Man
If
müsste
you're
ich auch nicht
asking for
nachladen.
proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread.
Ja.
The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room, and as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much?
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that?
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all
Genau.
you'd have to do is bend over.
Ja.
No, that's wrong.
All you have to do is bend over. What a line.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me, man. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
Got stifled with it. Well, there's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body, because you can't take it off by yourself. Das haben wir ja auch gesehen.
I got it! I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember...
I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off, man. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the stupid freaking thing, man. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Nope.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt?
That guy hit me.
What guy?
Robo Justice. That's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it before we rush to a verdict. Shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps. But where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then. Let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up. so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice. It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong?
That was a rather intense scream for someone like you.
I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then...
Und ja? Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been...
Hifumi, he's in the nurse's office.
This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening.
Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Or does
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Ich finde sowieso, das meinte ich ja zu dir dieses Wochenende auch schon mal, ich finde sowieso witzig, dass Sakura irgendwie, naja, ich weiß nicht, man sieht sie am Anfang und erwartet jetzt irgendwie so eine grummelige, brutale Tante. Und die ist eigentlich eine der einfühlsamsten und oft auch vernünftigsten hier.
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation. And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
Okay.
Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Okay. The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what.